Hey there, my name is Sean. I am one member of the crew that makes up the Doghouse tour. That crew consists of my wife Leanne, our two Alaska Malamutes, Mickey and Oka, and myself. In 2009, I reconnected with Leanne after losing touch with her for about 25 years. The painful lesson I learned was that life is too short, and to waste 25 years not being with a woman that was your soulmate, the woman that gets you, the woman more importantly puts up with you, was a lot of time wasted. At that time, I decided that from there on in, I was going to try and take advantage of opportunities as they presented themselves and not waste time like I did. In 2000, since 2009, I started preaching to Leanne that one day I was going to sell everything and I was going to go sailing. I had been sailing as a kid on small boats, and as I grew up, I started racing on boats, but that's about all the experience I had. But it was a dream of mine to just take off, go to the out to the seas, as you can see behind me. In around 2006 or 2007, I went to the boat show and I saw a pitch. I went and toured all the boats at the Toronto Boat Show. I captured the front cover of the um, Catalina page, and I put the Catalina 30, I believe it was, by my nightstand. I framed it up and put it by my nightstand and said the caption on it was "Get your dreams worth." I used that as my motivation on reminding me that one day I was actually going to do this. And in 2014, I actually convinced Leanne that it wasn't a crazy idea, that I was actually serious about it, and it was time to do it. Lo and behold, the thing that stunned me was Leanne didn't laugh at me and she didn't tell me I was crazy. She didn't tell me that we weren't doing it. She actually said, okay, let's do it. Scared me a little bit because I had to actually figure out a way to make it work, but we did. We got our first sailboat. It was a Hunter 33, and that was going to be the boat that we were going to take off onto the Caribbean. The problem was my son had just graduated high school and decided he was going to come along with us. And not only that, he is also going to bring his buddy Johnny. To complicate things even further, we had two Alaska Malamutes, Mickey and Oka, which we mentioned to already. And so now we had the four adults, the two dogs, which were fair-sized dogs at the time. Oka was around 90 to 100 pounds, and Mickey was around 60 to 70 pounds. A Hunter 33 was no boat to be able to accommodate us, so in around August of 2014, when we were planning on setting sail in September of 2014, we realized that the Hunter wasn't going to do it for us and we needed to make a change of plans. Going forward, our postponing our plans to the following year wasn't an option. Somebody told me if you put it off, you'll keep putting it off. You just have to set a deadline and stick to that deadline. So what we decided is we were going to sell the Hunter 33 Train Kilo, my first big sailboat, and we were going to find a bigger boat. Problem was, is we found out that getting a bigger boat in the budget we had was a challenge. So there we were, about mid-August, and we didn't have another boat. We had Train Kilo sold, and we had both our house and our townhouse sold. Had no place to live come the end of September, and very little bit of a plan. What we did is scrap together a plan to get down to Annapolis and find a boat there. This video and the following videos, this channel is going to be all about the experiences we had, the adversity we overcame, and all the things we learned throughout the process. So if you're like us and you had a dream or you have a dream, or if you've already lived your dream, I hope you'll follow us. And if you've done things similar, I hope you'll share your advice. And if you're dreaming of doing things like this, I hope you'll learn from us, from the things we do. Most often you'll probably say, okay, I'm going to learn not to do those things. But hopefully we'll give you some inspiration. We'll tell you about all the challenges we had, the pitfalls, how we overcame them, and we'll talk to you about where we went from there. After we were done sailing for a year, we decided to go RVing through Mexico. And then we decided to buy a property in the Caribbean, gut it, and turn it into a small inn before we got back into the corporate life for a few years, which brings us forward to where we are now, where we're decided that it's time to retire and it's time to go venturing again. We're going to start out with a big tour of North America in the RV that we still have. And then we're going to go down to Florida at the end of the tour, and we're going to hopefully find another boat so we can go back and continue our boating adventures. We got a lot planned. It's going to cost us a lot, and we don't have a lot of money. So hopefully you'll also come over and see us in Patreon and maybe help us out a little bit. But let's have a good time together. Cheers.